Happy Sunday fun day. You guys, I had an idea. I usually use like this really big giant makeup palette, but I kind of wanted to use a small one so that it's a little less intimidating. I understand that like if you're someone who's scared of makeup, which is my core audience, then like I want to show you how makeup can be a lot more easy for you and it doesn't have to be like super crazy. So I want to show this to you and I want to show you how you can do this really like simply. That's one word. Hey, Rachel. Okay, so let's say you order makeup, right? I do your color match and you order makeup and you start with a palette like this. This is an 8 palette. It holds 8 shades, but I'm going to use 7 shades on my face and 2 eyeshadows, okay, to create a super flawless, perfect face. And it'll be so easy and I want to show you. So let's say I color match you, right? You submit your color match, which I'm going to put hold on a second. I'll just put, hey, Amy, I'm going to put what I always put, comment match or text me for free color match. Okay. I'm going to pin that comment. Okay. So if you want to get a color match, just comment the word match. Okay. So here's what I'm doing. I'm going to take all the shades. Like let's say you get my color match and then you purchase the colors, right? The colors that you want. You purchase 7 colors and 2 eyeshadows. It's really customized. You do whatever you want. But in this case, it's an 8 palette. Okay. So my main shade, like the main highlight shade, my main foundation color, I use Golden Hour, so I'm gonna pop this into my palette, right? So it's that's my main shade. Comes in a little tin like this, and they're all magnetic, so you can kind of organize these however you want. Okay, my next shade is, we're gonna use Linen, which is a brightening highlight, and this is gonna go next. So this is like foundation and concealer, pops into your palette. The next shade, we're gonna do a contour. So let's do, hold on, let me find my contour. I'm going to do Cedar, I think. I really like Cedar for a contour. So the next one is Cedar. So this is foundation, concealer, contour. Okay. Let's start there and then I'll add the rest. Okay. So this way you can like follow along really easily. Let's do, which brush? Use a 3D brush, I think. Okay, so let's do this like we're doing our makeup and we're putting all the colors where they go, right? So we start with our main highlight, our main foundation color. You can start with whatever color you want. I don't know what you guys find easier, the highlight and contour or doing the main shade. Let's do the highlight and contour first so I can show you like where everything goes. Hold on, there we go. Let's use this one. Let's do the smudge brush. Hey, Lorraine, I'm so sorry, you guys. 7 shades sounds like a lot of you're not familiar with the makeup. Oh gosh. Okay, so check this out. So I'm going to use this smudge brush, which is a really small, like dense end brush. So one side is like kind of flat, one side's more round. You can use it however you want. All right, so these are highlights, a main highlight and a brightening highlight, foundation and concealer. It's one and the same. So main highlight, brightening highlight, contour. These together create our 3D foundation, which is why you don't go on the website and find the word foundation, because the idea is to have all the colors together create your foundation, right? So let's use our smudge brush, and I'm just going to I'll start with the darker colors and then the highlight to kind of show you the difference and then how it all comes together. So I pop into my contour shade. This one is called Cedar, and I just put it here, kind of along my forehead. If you have bangs or a really small forehead, Susie, you're so sweet. You might not need the contour, or if you just don't want to use it, then don't. This is all preference. This is just how I do it, and then you can kind of see what works for you and what you would change, whatever. Okay, so the contour is just basically hairline, and then under your cheekbone. So you can feel when you open your jaw, you can feel where the place that doesn't move, that's your cheekbone. And then the bottom part is the part that moves because that's your jaw, right? So you just want to come right around your cheekbone area. It doesn't have to be perfect. Like it can just kind of, it looks like a toddler, like colored. It's fine. And I just come right under that cheekbone. So what we're doing is just kind of creating this like, this shelf for our cheeks, like we're just lifting up our cheeks, right? So this is where the contour goes, and it looks crazy. This makeup is cream, so it'll all melt and blend into your skin, like really pretty, okay? Contour can also go like under the lip. You don't have to put it here. Do whatever you want. I like to put it here just in these areas just because I feel like it adds a little bit more dimension, a little bit more structure to the face, which is my preference, but you don't have to do it that way. But you'll start to see how everything kind of comes together, right? Okay, so the contour shade is literally like under my cheekbones. I wrap it around my temple and it goes under my hairline. So it looks kind of like a hot mess. Okay. And then the next shade we're going to apply is our brightening highlight. So I used this in my contour shade here. I use this brush in my brightening highlight or my concealer. So I just kind of get some concealer on my brush. There's not a whole lot. You really don't need a whole lot. Start small and then build up. Susie, there's a starter collection. It's like $107, I think, and it comes with the four main shades, a palette, and a brush. And so it saves you a couple monies. It saves you a couple dollars just to get those. But you can also, they're only $16 a shade. You can just buy the shades individually. Like you don't have to buy like a whole collection of anything. Okay, so brightening highlight is going to go here, kind of down the side of my nose. I want to make this super easy so you can use this video as a reference later. And then I come under the bag line. So the reason I do that is because I don't want a bunch of concealer here in my bag area because that's where it's the most dry and the most textured. And then I just kind of use this to fill in this area. So I want it real, real bright right here, right? And then I come here and draw palm tree leaves, kind of like that. And then the trunk of my tree. So a straight line all the way down your face. Yeah, you can just purchase them individually. Like whatever your budget is, it's like if you want to get like just these 3 shades and you just want to use your own blush for now and then add more later, you totally can. You might want to pick up a palette just because they're magnetic and you need somewhere to stick them. But that's why the starter collection is really good. But just start with a couple of shades and then get a brush or whatever, and you'll see that it's really easy. Hold on. So the 10s it's based on how long you use them, usually 6 to 8 months or so. So you shouldn't go through them super fast. Okay, so trunk of my tree, straight down the face, the palm tree leaves up here, and it doesn't have to be perfect. I just use that as like a visual. And then kind of slather it on here. So I'm avoiding the under eyes with the brightening highlight or the concealer. So this is kind of what it looks like. It looks like a hot friggin' mess. So what's happening is these ingredients, there's 11 ingredients in this makeup, right? One of them is beeswax, really good for your skin. So dry, oily, old, young, I don't care. This will be great on your skin. Oh, yay. I can't wait till you get it. You're going to love it. 6 to 8 months. Yeah, it shouldn't take that much at all because what's happening is you're not using one shade all over. See how I'm just using this size brush of this makeup for everywhere. And so it'll last you a really long time. So yes, it'll last. Some people, I guess, if you like to use more, you might go through it more quickly. And every shade, you'll find like one that you use more of. And so you might go through one quicker than the others. And when you replace it, you just pay the $16. And yes, exactly. Paint by numbers. Okay, so I did my contour and my brightening highlight, right? So I'll match you to these shades. Then I have your main shade also. So I start here and then I go here and here, whatever order you want, but this is kind of how it applies. So I want you to see, first of all, I tan up to here, but then when I wash my face, I wash down to here. So I need to redo my tan, but I always bring my foundation shade down here to match this. So don't panic. It's time to redo my tan. See the pink on my cheeks here? This is very color correcting. So I wouldn't recommend buying a color corrector. Like we have color correctors, but I would recommend just trying your regular makeup first and see how it works. Okay, so now I'm going to use my main shade. So this is going to cover a little bit more area. So I'm digging into that about that much. And then you just put this kind of everywhere where you don't have a brightening highlight or a contour. So whenever you're painting by numbers, and this is all going to melt together, and it looks really cool. And at first it looks like an insane factory, but it kind of is, but it's fine. My husband will tell you it is. And then just kind of fill in however much you need. You can use really light coverage. I like a more medium to full coverage but it's literally whatever kind of coverage you like. And I do it slow and like really precise, but whenever you're putting on your makeup just on the daily, it'll just like literally be slapped on. Okay, so see how those, you can still see the pink, right? You can see the main shade, you can see the brightening highlight, and they all look really crazy. But see the areas that it's covering? See, I know it looks insane. I imagine someone like who's new to my page and then they find me and they find this live and they're like, what the freaking goldfish crackers is this lady doing? Okay, so now I have my main shades, right? These are my foundation, concealer, and contour. So highlight and contour. My two highlights, regular main highlight, brightening highlight, contour. Now I'm just going to blend it. So I'm taking my brush and I'm going to press this in and just let it melt into my skin. You just kind of press it in. And you'll see that even when you get to the dark, scary shades, they all just kind of melt in. Some tutorials use bronzer. I really like the bronzer. You will usually not ever find me not using bronzer, but there are some, like when I use just the regular 4 palette, it's just the foundation, concealer, contour, and a blush, just to kind of show that you don't have to use it, but I love a bronzer, so I think everybody should wear a bronzer, but that's just me. Okay, so I'm just pressing this in. So these 11 ingredients are just like melting into my skin. So the one thing that's missing from this makeup is alcohol. There's no alcohol in it. So nothing's like evaporating and being all crazy and leaving your skin all dry. So this is just sitting real pretty on your skin, really lightly too. It looks like a lot, but as you blend it, it blends much more sheer. And it's just really pretty. And you just kind of give it a really nice, like, buff blend all over your face. I see a lot of people, when they first apply this makeup, trying to, like, swirl it all over and, like, stir it like it's Nesquik. That's not going to work out. You just kind of press it in with your brush. My skin is so much nicer from using Saint that I don't use as much as I used to. On no makeup days, I use yes, that's exactly me. My skin improved so much when I started using Saint. Like, I just like there's no alcohols, so your skin is just hydrated all day, and everything is just really beautiful. It really is. Beeswax is really, really good for your skin. Y'all should look up the benefits of beeswax on the Google machine. Yeah, don't stir it like it's Nesquik. And then once you apply your colors, and you just kind of press it in, even the dark, scary colors, you just kind of press in and they just start to melt. And then once you put your colors in the general area where they go, then you can add more if you want in certain areas, or perhaps you need a little bit more coverage somewhere else. That's what's great about this makeup, is that it's really customizable, it's buildable. You use it however you want. So based on whatever your preferences are, your needs, your skin tone, like you can use different colors in different areas of your face and it's perfectly fine. So all of these colors just kind of melt together. See what I mean? It's really nice, really easy makeup. And if you, like I said, like I have still a little bit of pink, so I'm going to add just a little bit more of my main shade there to get a little bit more coverage. And you just add as much or as little as you want. You don't use very much at all. So this makeup will last you like a pretty good long time. And so even that like super bright color, it just adds brightness to the center of the face, but it's not super literal. Just like your contour, it looked like a toddler took a crayon to my face and you just kind of blend it. Hey, Rachel, it's so good to see you. And then I'm going to just like kind of fill in here where my self tanner. I used to self tan my face also, but then I noticed I was just washing my face and it was just washing off, so it's fine. So I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna put makeup there. Yeah, it really does last a long time. I'm gonna use a fluffy brush and just kind of dust it all over to make it match a little better. Okay, so the smudge brush is what I use to apply it. How does it hold up when it's hotter than Hades in the Ring of Fire? So if this answers your question, I'm in Tampa, Florida. I'm a private investigator and I do surveillance in a 170-degree car, and it's summer here all year round. It does fine. Like, it's your makeup won't, there's no alcohol in it, so it's not evaporating, right? So it's not drawing moisture from your skin, drying out on your face. So even if it gets hit with tears, water, humidity, like it's sweat, whatever, it's not, you'll be fine. It'll just beat up, the sweat will just beat up on top. And you can just wipe it off. Like, it's fine. I'm telling you. So you can add as much or as little as you want. This is kind of a more, the lighter side of medium coverage. But see how it just kind of, it color corrects a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit more here. And you just kind of add whatever you need based on your preferences and based on what you want your makeup to look like. Now, the next color that I like to use is the bronzer. We talked about the bronzer because I like that warmth that the bronzer gives. Hold on, let me find my bronzer. Where my bronzer at? We'll just use this one from my other palette. Okay, so the next color is, I have full on ugly cried and it stayed put. Me too, I'm a crier. Okay, next color is bronzer. So the contour, believe it or not, is actually grayish green, kind of a cool gray ashy tone to create those shadows. The bronzer is what's going to, you're going to master the neck blend, especially if you self-tan. The bronzer is going to add warmth. It's a little bit more orangey red. So I kind of put this much like on my finger and find the tops of my cheekbones and just kind of wrap this around. So the bronzer's on the high points, right? And I dust a little bit of this down my neck too to match my self-tanner. Don't judge me for my self-tanner. I have to redo it tonight. 50-year-old woman here who hasn't stopped using this makeup once I found it. Great coverage, doesn't settle in lines, and so moisturizing. I'm telling you. No, Amy, I haven't been using Xanadu because I'm like, Xanadu is out of stock until like the fall. I think they're bringing it back in the fall. And I'm like, I'm not going to use colors that my customers can't use. That's not fair. So I was like, I'm just going to use what is available to everyone else. So it's Bella. So I use Golden Hour Linen, Cedar for my contour, and then Bella bronzer. So this is the tops of my cheekbones, and I just press this in, right? So it looks really scary, but it's adding a little bit of warmth. So it's going to add like a little bit of a sun-kissed look, which is going to give you a little bit more added dimension. So where you have that super bright color here and the shadows here, you have the dark versus the light and the cool versus the warm. It really creates a really, really beautiful dimension. So even if you're older, especially if you're older, it'll bring that youthfulness back to your face, like that structure and that, you know, because like age will do that to us. Like it'll make us look like more, our skin look more sallow and gravity, hello. So this kind of helps to just create that shape again and give you that really pretty structure in your face. I'm the 7th grader when it comes to it. I'm telling you, listen, so many people are. You are not alone. Okay, so that's just adding a little bit of bronzer. And remember I was telling you, like, you can build this up however you want. I am someone who likes, April, I'll send you my link to order, but I prefer you get color matched first because the colors online can look a little, let's just say off-putting. They can look really, they don't look the way they do in person. April, comment the word match, just say match by itself, and it'll send you the color match link. So one thing that I like to show is that you can use these colors in different places to enhance things. So if I want a brighter T-zone like this, I'll put this color here just, you know, a little bit more. Now, here's the kicker is that it is really natural and smooth looking. It's really pretty. I've never used Senegence. I've heard of it. Yeah, it can be really overwhelming. Okay, so this brightening highlight, right? This is where when I color match you, this is totally like, it's preference. Like when I color match you, you can say like, hey, I really like that brightening highlight, like the super bright highlight, or you can say like, I don't like the brightening highlight at all. And you can always like choose if that's even something you want in your palette. So when I send you the color match, I'm basically just sending you what colors to get if you were to get this product, but it's still your choice and you only buy what you want. So I just added a little bit more brightness because that's my preference. You know, see how it just added a little bit more bright. So you can really add as much as you want. And if you've put on a little bit too much, what's cool about this makeup and why I say that it's like idiot proof and it's good for literally all the makeup idiots, is because if you put too much, you can just kind of blend it out. So that you start really lightly. So again, this is the 8 palette. So this holds 8 shades, right? I'm going to show you 7 of them and 2 eyeshadows. So you can kind of see like a full complete look. So this is my main foundation shade, a brightening highlight, a contour, and then my bronzer, right? So you have lights and darks and cools and warm. I don't even know the cost of SeneGence. I don't know any of that stuff. I'm sorry. Okay, so now on the second layer of my palette, see how small it is? They're really cute and they're easy to travel with too. It makes traveling a lot easier, I almost said. Okay, so let's choose a lip and cheek shade that would work for, let's say, lips and cheeks, right? So I want to use, let's use this one. Is this one Desert Sunset? No, which one is this one? Yeah, Desert Sunset. Desert Sunset is a neutral. We're going kind of light and neutrally today, so we'll use this one. Saint is easier to use and lasts probably longer. Oh, that's nice to know. I don't know much about SeneGence at all. Okay, so my 5th shade, so I used all these shades to create dimension, and it was in one layer, except I put my bronzer on top, and you saw how much I used, and because they're all the same consistency, all the shades mixed, like they melt together on your skin, so even if you do layer products, like I'm about to put blush even on top of that, it's all just melting together. It's all the same ingredients. It's not like a dry coat of paint over another dry coat of paint, and now you're creating layers and stacking. This is kind of not that. So you don't have to worry about like cakiness and creasing and settling in the lines and wrinkles and all the things, right? Okay, so Desert Sunset, this guy, he's kind of a neutral, right? We're just gonna tap him on the backs of the cheekbones and a little bit on my lips. Oh, Tiger Lily's freaking gorgeous. She's one of my favorites. She's a staple in my everyday palette. Tiger Lily's really pretty. These colors are so pretty. Like, you cannot go wrong with these colors. Like, they all look really intense online, but they're really not. And you can use, you can build them up, and literally that's my color. Like, look how much pretty color, and look how glowy. Oh, it's so gorgeous. Okay, so foundation, concealer, contour, bronzer, blush. Up to this point, it should take you like 3 minutes. And then you just add another one of my favorite things, which is illuminator. So illuminators are pretty because I wonder if I can, hold on, let me find, let's use Nova. Nova is a pretty one. It's just a pretty shimmer. Hey, Nikki. So Nova, do I have one here? Hold on one second. I have, oh, you guys, you know which one we should use? Let's use Angel. Angel is the one that comes in the new Foster Care collection that was just released. Look, check this out. Angel is a really pretty illuminator. So if you get the Angel and the new Fig lip and cheek, it comes with a little palette. Where's it at? Right here. And it's really, really pretty. And it's $38, and it's the 2 shades and the palette, and all the proceeds go to Foster Care, the Atlanta Angels Foster Care. So it's like this. And this Angel color is the one that comes in it. I'm going to show you. And the illuminator just kind of goes like on the high point, so that when you catch that light, see how it just catches it a little bit extra right there. And it's really pretty. Like, this is really great to use. You can put it on your lips. You can put it on your eyeballs. Like, literally whatever. It's so gorgeous. Where'd it go? Hold on. Okay. So let's say we use Angel Illuminator, right? So foundation, concealer, contour, bronzer. Desert Sunset is my lip and cheek color. You can dual it up. And then Angel Illuminator. Now the last step is setting powder. And I love setting powder, but not all over the face. I use it in my T-zone just to kind of cancel out anything that might be shiny in my T-zone. And it gives a really pretty blurred kind of finish. So let's use setting powder. And it's really cool too, because you can like kind of organize your palette in the order that you use your makeup if it makes it easier. It's really nice. Okay, so the same brush that I used to blend my makeup, I'm just going to tap it into my setting powder, and I'm just going to tap it here. He's so rude. code. Yeah, the proceeds go to foster care. So every time someone purchases one of these, 100% of the profits go to foster care. Oh, that's a smart idea. They're available through September 8th, so that's perfect. Okay, so I am just pressing my setting powder into my T-zone, right? So it kind of gives a little bit of a blurred finish, but it adds a little bit more dimension too, because where everything else is kind of really bright and glowy, and then you have the contrast of like that matte kind of look right here around the nose. And it also, controls oil and sets your makeup there. So the setting powder is really nice there. And it's a really pretty way also to kind of set your lids. So if you put powder, just a little bit of your setting powder on your eyelids before your eyeshadow, you know how when you go to Walmart and you get the shopping cart and it has the wheel, you know what I'm talking about too, and it goes like in your shop, but then when you go to like Publix and it's a really nice store and it's like everything is just like glides on ice, that's the difference. When you use the setting powder, it doesn't catch if you don't use setting powder or like some kind of powder base, usually your skin, because it has a little bit of that tackiness, and it'll catch your brush and it'll over your skin. I don't use a beauty blender at all. I think if you use a beauty blender, you can use it to press all over your skin to like pick up any excess, or perhaps you've used a little bit too much, or you need to blend it a little more. But I never do. I just tap it in with my finger or something. But if you do feel like there's too much there, or if you put a little bit too much under your eyes and you need to kind of pick it up a little bit, that's a great time to use the beauty blender. Okay, so foundation, concealer, contour, bronzer, our lip and cheek shade, our illuminator, our setting powder. Thank you, San. I have the best sound effects. I really do. Now I'm going to add, let's say 2 eyeshadows, or you can use another lip and cheek shade, or you can use a brow wax, like literally whatever. And so you just build these palettes however you want. So if you don't want bronzer and you just skip that, whatever, you build it however you want. Like Saint ain't your mama. You do whatever you want, which I think is cool and really empowering, So like, do whatever the hell you want. Don't let nobody tell me what to do with my makeup. Okay, so let's say we want just like a really pretty 2 shadow look. Where's my drift at? Hold on, I'm missing my drift. Did you catch my drift? Just kidding, I'm stupid. Let's see, is it on her? Yeah, let's borrow this guy. So let's say we put 2 eyeshadows in our palette. So I like to use a matte and a shimmer, and I think it creates a really pretty combo. So let's use, what is this one? It's the first one I picked up, so we're going to use it. Cocoa. This is Cocoa, really pretty brown color, and Drift. So our matte and our shimmer shade. Okay, so my whole entire face, dimension done. And if you don't want to wear eyeshadow, then then use that space for something else, like I said, right? Let's do our eyeshadow. So then you just want to grab your eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to keep it real with you, okay? I'm going to keep it real. The Saint brushes for the face, get at least one of them. The Saint brushes were formulated for this makeup because you need something a little that's not too soft and not, the bristles are soft, but the density of them, the volume of the bristles is different for this makeup. So I would recommend getting one of those. However, the eyeshadows are powder, and in my opinion, you can use a regular eyeshadow brush. Like, you don't need one of the Saint brushes. A lot of people, I think, like kind of having the set of them. I use the Saint brushes just because they're really nice and they work well. But don't feel pressured to like, oh, you got to buy eyeshadow. Now you got to buy an eyeshadow brush. Like, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, do whatever you want. I think your eyeshadow will be fine if you use one of your own brushes. Just for the creams, I would recommend getting at least one of the same brushes. Okay, so let's try. We did the setting powder on our lid. I'm going to pop into a little bit of Cocoa. And I'm just kind of going to start in the outer corner. And then start kind of, so the darkest of that pigment is on the outside. And then I'm going to dust my way in. So it kind of gives a little bit of a gradient effect, and just kind of dust it, just dust it. Now there's no other shades on my eye. So I know I say don't do the windshield wiper because it's not raining, but in this case you can, because we're just trying to get one color all over, right? Like I hate that eyebrow. And then same thing on the other side. So Coco is another one that looks really tricky online because she looks really dark, but she's really not. And you can use really light or really heavy shades. Like they're super buildable, right? All of your eyeshadow is buildable. So whenever you apply eyeshadow, just start with a very little amount and try to use like 2 bristles and just go really lightly and then build to whatever shade you want. You can also use your bronzer here if you just want to put a little bit of bronzer on your lids, or even your contour, or if there's a really pretty lip and cheek. Like the purple is really pretty on your eyes because it's so light. Look, see? Just a really pretty pop of like contour. Nothing crazy. We're just contouring the eyes a little bit. Light, little dusty. Then I take, this is the bright brush. I take the small end of the bright brush into the drift color and pop this right here. Inner corners, just to kind of create a little bit of a glow, right? And then you dust it up onto the lid. You guys have to try this makeup. I'm telling you, if you think that you're like, makeup is hard, makeup's so stupid. I personally hate how influencers are great, right? And they help us to learn makeup. Like that's how I learned makeup, was just like watching YouTube videos and like, you know, doing research. And then I'd go on the Google machine and be like, what does this word mean? And I'll like research it to death, right? So that's how I learned makeup. So I appreciate influencers, but I think a lot of the focus for influencers is like, they want to show you like how to get a certain look. They want to show you a certain look, but they don't really often show you how to get it, like the specifics of how to do it. But one thing I love with this makeup is that it's the same thing. It's repetitive and it's easy to learn. Once you learn it and you learn like how the pigment, because it's all the same consistency, it's all the same, right? So like you with regular makeup, you have to learn, okay, how does this liquid foundation do? And then how does this this powder bronzer do? How long is that going to last? And then you put them together and you're trying different things. With this makeup, it's the same thing. It's repetition. You do the same thing and then you like switch it up until you get it how you want it. And then once you understand the makeup, then you feel confident like using other colors and like, oh, let me try this color and popping it into your palette instead of buying like this whole nother product. And I don't know, I think there's something about like the novelty of just having it all in one place that kind of makes it cool. And then when you get really good at it, then you just, as you buy more makeup, just get a bigger palette. And then you can start growing your palette and then you have options. And when I tell you, like so many of my customers that are afraid of makeup and they try new colors, they are not as crazy on the skin as they are online and in the pan. And so most of the time they try it and they're like, oh, holy crap, what was I missing? So someone earlier mentioned Black Cherry. So I want to show you Black Cherry because she's a catfish. Like she is one thing in the pan, but on the skin, she is totally different. So this is Black Cherry and she looks black as night, okay? So when you have Black Cherry, you're like, I'm not wearing that color. That looks crazy. But look how sheer it is. You see what I mean? And Black Cherry is great on the cheeks. It's great on the lips. And you can build this up, but it's a really pretty kind of berry plummy color. And it's not super intense. So when I tell you, do not be intimidated by colors like this. Look, it's not that crazy. So it's just like a really, I put too much. Even that little bit, I put too much. I'm going to use if you put too much, just use a fluffy brush and just kind of blend it out. Yeah, Black Cherry is really pretty and she's just a little bit plummy. Oh, you're in Greece. Oh my gosh, I'll be in Greece. We're going on a cruise in October and we're going from Greece to Rome on the cruise. That's going to be really fun. Okay, Royal with Fig. So Fig is the shade that's in this Foster Care collection. So when you buy this Foster Care collection, it comes with this palette, this color, and this color. And so you buy these all together and you get you save like $8. So it's like $38 for this collection or whatever. All the proceeds benefit Foster Care. This is Fig. So this is the new color Fig, right? And that's what she looks like. Royal, on the other hand, looks exactly the freaking same, but she's a gloss. So she's going to be a little bit more sheer. See? And then this one is more, so that's the difference. Literally, in my opinion, it's the same color, just one's a gloss and one's a matte. Yeah, Fig, I think Fig is going to be a winner for me. I really like it. And also the dark colors, when you put them on your lips, you don't have to put them on heavy. So whenever you put the dark colors, you just kind of lightly tap it on and you can build it. See what I mean? Like it added a little bit of depth and then you're like, oh, okay, a little bit more. And then you just keep adding and adding until you like it, like until it gets to where you want it. So really, really beautiful makeup. So if you're scared of makeup or you don't know how to do makeup or you're just like, oh yes, Angel's Land. Oh yes. I mean, Angel Illuminator. Angel's Landing is the name of Saints Foundation. That's Fig with Angel on top. Hold on, there's a rogue hair. On the lips. So pretty. And these colors, they're all the same consistency, so they blend and they melt so well together. And so I think that you will really love your makeup because it becomes easy. And so I think that's one reason I love it so much. And that's what I tell everybody is that, like, I didn't mean to sign up for like to sell makeup. I didn't mean to at all. But once I saw like how empowering it was to just know that like everything's just in one place, it's really easy, and it's like step by step, like makeup for dummies. I'm telling you, it really is. And it's really, really good. Okay, so now I'm gonna take this off. I want to show you because it's like 6:30 here, so I'll do skincare and all that stuff later. But I want to show you these refresh wipes. These are Saint refresh wipes. I have talked to so many people in the past week who say that they don't like their skincare is like nil, like they don't have a skincare. I personally don't care for the Saint cleanser and the toner. Like the toner is great. The cleanser is fine. Like it works. It's just not, I think it's too gentle for me. A lot of my rosacea girlies and acne or problematic skin girlies love the Saint cleanser. I just don't care for it. But anyways, the cleanser, the Saint, the milk-based cleanser is in these refresh wipes. And so when you use these, and I call this lazy girl, a lazy girl skincare, because if you keep these by your bed and you forget to wash your face or you just get too lazy, use these to take off your makeup. And I kind of want to show you like the difference too. I figured while I'm on here, I might as well show you. So this takes off your makeup, but it has the Milk skincare in it, right? So it has the cleanser, the toner, the remover. It has everything in it. And what's great about Milk skincare is that it has a lactic acid, which is naturally exfoliating, which I know y'all don't exfoliate. I know y'all don't. If you do, then you're like 1%. So we don't exfoliate enough. We don't moisturize enough. So think of hydration, exfoliation, and the lactic acid that has like, you know, anti-aging properties and all of those things. So if you are someone who it does not have a skincare routine, or you just want lazy girl style makeup remover or cleanser, just keep this by your bed. I'm telling you. And then the Saint cream, that's I love that at night. I mix a little bit of hyaluronic acid with my Saint cream, put it all over. Chef's kiss. My skin has never been better. I love the Saint cream and these refresh wipes. Hold on, look. Okay, so this is, give this a second because your face is more red when you touch it, so give that a second. But look at the before and after. Like you can kind of see the correction, you can see the color correction, you can see the dimension, see how it goes light to dark. It's really cool, right? So it's amazing. Like I love this makeup so much. But also look, you can still see my skin. It's not caking and creasing and like layered and stacked and all of those things, which is why I love it so much. You can still see my skin. Girl, I love the exfoliating. What do you use to exfoliate? I like the Tinkle razors. I do those once every few weeks. And then I like the Philosophy brand exfoliation. It's called what's it called? Resurfacing or something. But it's like a two-parter, and you put like the yellow. There's like the yellow crystals stuff, and then you rub it all over your face, and then you use the other stuff, which like gives it it heats it up a little bit. It's so cool. But that stuff for exfoliating is really, really good. I love it. And then the Tinkle razors are really nice. That's what I recommend for exfoliating. But for like an everyday kind of natural exfoliator, use the Saint cleanser, or at least the Refresh wipes. I think the cleanser, like I don't mind the cleanser, I guess. It just doesn't feel like, I don't know. I just don't, it doesn't do, like I can't, when I use I use the Benefit Pore Clearing Cleanser, and I can feel like I feel like my skin is clean, right? And so I just think the other stuff's too gentle. These are my nails. My best friend, the one that does my press-ons. If you want custom press-ons, oh, she's doing a giveaway for a Halloween set of nails. Nail Junkie 615. She does custom press-ons. These are just some like 4 different sets that I put together that she created. But she does like all kinds of different styles of press-on nails. I went to the nail salon like for 20 years. I went there every 2 weeks, like religiously, clockwork, right? And had my nails done with like the gel or like the acrylic tips or whatever. And I every 2 weeks. And then one day I went to the nail salon and I had this horrible allergic reaction to the acetone. And I was like, holy bananas, like I can never do this again. Like I never want to do this again. And I was sad because I like having nails. I just think they kind of, they look really nice. Well, so my best friend she has a master's degree in legal studies. Okay. Like legal studies. That's it. Like she doesn't have a degree in like nails or anything like that. But anyway, she created a set of press-ons for me, and I was like, okay, like this is all right, but like cool. And then she did another one, and I was like, you're really talented. Like, I don't think you know that. And she's like, no, it is what it is, whatever. And I was like, no, this is really good. And then I just had her create more and more. And then she just became my permanent nail girl. And then I was like, you need to start a business. And she's like, no, I'm not doing that. And then I posted it on my social media, and she had like, I don't know, 65 people reach out to her, and they're like, can I have some nails? And like people are in love with them, and they're like a little bit more affordable than some of the other like customized press-on nails, but she can do any style, any design, anything. It's really cool. She's really talented. So if you want her information, just message me. But anyways, yeah, so definitely build a palette. The one that I used was the 8 palette. So it's the number 8 because it holds 8 of these bad boys. And then obviously these are half size, so there's 2 of those. But literally 7 shades and then 2 eyeshadows created a whole nice look, and it was really pretty. So comment match if you want to get a free color match, and I'll send it over to you, and then you can build a palette however you want. And don't forget about the foster care collection. 100% of the proceeds from this go to Atlanta Angels Foster Care, which we have, Saint has a reunion or a conference every year, and this year it's in Atlanta. And so what they do is they find a foster care organization in the host city. So in this case, Atlanta. They found Atlanta Angels, and they donate, like we have a big gala and like a foster care dinner, and they donate like one of those huge like cartoon checks or whatever to this company, and it's a whole big thing. So it's really, really cool. So that's really neat. The founder of Saint is actually a foster mama herself. So I imagine that's why it's so close to her heart. This is available through September 8th. I imagine then they have to wrap it up because we go to Atlanta September 18th. And the gala is the 20th. So yeah. So anyways, get the foster care collection. It's really pretty, and you don't have to, this palette, these little square palettes, I keep these in my purse for like my lippies, like touch up or whatever. You don't have to keep them in there, but really pretty colors. Anyways, I love you guys. I hope you have a great night. Tomorrow's Monday. So I know that Monday is really hard for a lot of folks. So try to keep a positive spirit, and I love you guys so much. Thanks for joining me today. Let me know what questions you have. Okay. Love you. Bye.